It is described in the Bhagavatam that once the mystical powers known as Siddhis, they came to visit Bhagavan Rishabh. And they said, "My dear Lord, you are a devotee of Sri Krishna, so we're here to serve you." But Rishabh could not be fooled. "You should say that you are here to ruin me and to destroy me. Even great yogis have fallen from their path out of their fascination for you, so just get away from me." And later he urged that those who wish to make spiritual advancement, they should never listen to their mind. Should never listen to their mind. The mind, being a progeny of Maya, is a very powerful adversary. And this is not the first time that we're hearing this knowledge. We have heard it over the course of so many lifetimes. And we even understood it just like we are now. Yes, everything that is being said, it's making sense. Yes, I understand it. It's all well and good, but. So we applied this but. And as soon as we did, what happens? Our mind begins to raise questions. And if unchecked, then what happens? Inevitably causes our downfall. So we should understand that the mind works by building upon each successive thought, whether the thought is good or whether the thought is bad. And if an improper thought enters our mind, then what happens? If allowed, that thought would develop, grow, and eventually transform into a decision. So we must understand that the same mind can also take us to God. And for that to happen, we have to think of Him favorably wherever and whenever, in each and every situation. We must have firm and resolute faith in the words and the teachings of our Guru and the scriptures, and never be swayed. Follow the path as advocated and taught by our Guru, and not let the mind sway us. The question, even though we may think that we understand this, the question still remains as to how can we not come under the sway of our whimsical mind. How? So devotional practitioners can be heard saying, "Oh, but my mind does not listen to me. My mind tells me to go to sleep. My mind falters." So the mind becomes the master and dominates us, and we fall prey to its dictates. We follow the dictates of the mind. Once there was a king who asked a saint, "Why is it that my forefathers were such slaves of the dictates of their mind rather than being able to control their mind?" So the saint said, the mind is very pleasure-loving and very powerful, and there's no way to escape this mind. 3 months from today, a merchant will come with a horse. Do not buy the horse. And if you buy the horse, do not ride it. If you ride it, do not go to the east, where you will find or you'll come across a woman. If you come across that woman, do not talk to her. If you talk to her, do not bring her to your court, to your palace. And if you bring her to your palace, do not marry her. And if you marry her, do not obey her. Now, I have told you how you can avoid the dictates of your mind. It is up to you to now prove whether you can do so or not. So 3 months later, sure enough, a merchant turned up with a horse. And when the king saw the horse, he said, "Oh wow, I've never seen such a beautiful and unique animal." The officers of the court admired the horse, and they said to the king that you should most definitely buy this horse. Even if you don't ride it, it will be an asset in the stables, and other kings will come, and it will also add fame to our stables. So sure enough, the king bought the horse. A few days later, the groom, came to the king, and he was raving about the great qualities of the horse. And he said to the king, "It is worth your riding, O king." So the king thought, okay, I will ride the horse, and I can easily avoid going to the east. So he rode the horse, and the horse got out of control. And sure enough, it went toward the east. And when he rode toward the east, what happened? He found a woman sitting on the roadside crying. So the king dismounted the horse and asked her reason for crying. So she said, "I've been separated from my friends and my family, and I have nowhere to go in this world." So the king thought that, oh, if I can bring you to my court, maybe I can do whatever I can to make you happy. But whether I should do so or not, I don't know. So the woman said, "If I am killed by the wild beasts in this forest, you will have to pay." And the king was puzzled, and he thought, why should he have to pay? Because it was none of his concerns. In any case, he decided to bring her to his court and thought that he would not marry her. And as soon as he brought her to the palace, the people of the kingdom, they soon began to praise her. Oh, how pious she was, and how well-tempered she is, and how beautiful she is, and she's really worth becoming the wife of the king. And of course, the king got married. Now, a woman is a fountainhead of illusion. So what happened? So she says to the king that even when a sweeper gets married, he throws a party, a feast. And how come there's been no feast even though we've been married? So the king asked her what she wanted, and she said, "I want to invite all the saints and sages and rishis and munis from the forest." Accordingly, a date was set, and they were all invited. They all came, and when they were sitting down, the wife of the king said, "Since I am your better half, I should be allowed to serve these men and thereby earn merit." Now, these men who came from the forest were very wise men. So when she started to serve them, all of a sudden, she began to rage and storm at them. And she started to scream and say, "You all are impious men. You all are staring at me." Now the king believed her. He flew into a rage and had all of them beheaded. And after this had happened, lo and behold, the saint appeared at the scene. And he said, O king, even though I had forewarned you, You did not pay heed to what I told you. And you gave in to your mind. So this mind made you buy the horse, ride the horse, go to the east, bring this beautiful woman home. At any point along the way, you could have said, no, I'm not going to listen to the mind. I'm not going to listen to the mind because I have been forewarned. But even so, each time you gave in to the dictates and the desires of the mind, and here's the result of it.